Holy. That is a trout.
That is a trout.
Hey, didn't that lady tell us eggs don't work?
Eggs don't work in this lake. From what
Only shrimp.
You ready with that?
John, you better get that big net here, because this is...
We got a small net over here,
Woo,
too.
son.
Look at that. Eggs don't work in this lake.
Woo, son, look at that. Holy. We've been catching dinks everywhere else. This is a nice one. Holy, we might actually have to use a drag today. Woo. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Alaska, folks.
It's a nice one.
Oh yeah. Wow. Yes. What a beautiful fish. Ooh, there's the netter.
Wow! Look at that.
Oh, son.
Holy cow.
Look at this in Alaska. Pink shrimp fireballs. Hammered it under a slip bobber. Crazy day.
Hey everybody, Chris Schaefer of Pautzke Outdoors. Today we're in Alaska's Great Interior. We're about 10 miles right now from Delta Junction. Basically, most people would say in the middle of nowhere. However, if you live in a place like Fairbanks, we're only an hour and a half away. And what we were told is this lake is loaded with quality trout. Now that's a little bit different than the lakes in the Fairbanks area. We've done a lot of filming in the Fairbanks area, a lot of small rainbows, a lot of fresh planters. Today we're gonna come out here and try to catch some bigger fish. Interestingly enough, this is the first time we've ever been to this lake, okay? A lot of people told us, hey, they only bite shrimp. They don't bite salmon eggs. We're gonna come out here today with Pautzke salmon eggs and see if these eggs work just as well today as they did when we first made them in 1934. Come with us, enjoy the adventure here on beautiful Quartz Lake. Now, if this is your first time coming here, or you're just driving by, or you see it on a map, you might just keep driving because it's a big lake, and oftentimes those big lakes can be very intimidating. One thing that basically gave us a little bit more confidence was discovering that there is a boat rental facility here. So we went up to Quartz Lake Boat Rental, grabbed a boat for a couple of hours, and it basically allowed us to get right where the fish are. Now, there's not a lot of public access on the shoreline here. There is a state recreation area, provides limited access. With a boat, you can be successful just like we were.
Fish on!
Here we go! Front of the boat, look at that.
This one feels a little bit better.
A little better fish?
Yeah, I think so.
It is, I see his mouth.
Nice one, nice
Hey,
one.
I'll take it. Wow.
I don't know if it's gonna,
That'll be close.
That'll
Huh?
fit on the net. Mine didn't a second ago, so I think you're gonna be okay. You should be able to scoop that guy up. Man, he's a fatty. Need some help there, John? You got him?
I can get him once he starts fighting on. I'm tired here. Oh yes! What a chunk, baby! Wow, look at that!
Look at mine while you get that done, all right? There we go.
We got a double. We got a double. Unbelievable.
There we go. A little smaller fish.
Don't tell anybody this is the first time we've ever been here.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Look at that. Double.
Right in the mouth. You can go home.
Run the top lip here.
Dude, can you say football? Check out this guy, man. He had a couple extra meals today. Wow, what a beautiful fish.
Fish on.
Jesus, this is.
Go.
I can't even eat my sandwich.
Oh my gosh, can't eat your sandwich? Want a little break to actually eat your sandwich?
Look at that.
Another little fish.
Another rainbow.
Another rainbow. Number 3 in 30 minutes here. Yeah, probably a little less than that. Fish on. Oh, not a bad fish. Oh,
He's running.
Here.
He's running. He is not ready to come home yet.
Number 4. Not a bad fish. There we go. Sweet. Little fatty. Look at this tank right here in Alaska. This is amazing. All right, let me cover the rig that I'm using today and why I'm using it. So what I'm using today is actually a slip bobber setup. So a bobber that actually slides through the main line to give me a chance to actually change depth that I'm fishing. So the reason I'm doing this is we heard this lake is fairly weedy. It's tough access from the shore. We're in a boat. We're trying to get out to where the weeds are, get off them a little bit so we can actually drop down to the weeds that are in the lower level and try to get it right above them. So we're in about 15 feet of water, maybe 12 feet, somewhere in that range. So we wanted to get above them, so we're actually dropping our setup at about 8 to 9 feet down and staying right above the weeds so we can actually get those trout that are cruising by to see our bait and actually hit it. We heard shrimp was the only thing that works in this lake, that eggs don't work well. One of the reasons is I'm sure most people actually dropping the eggs that are actually sitting in the bottom. So I want to show you how we rig it so you can actually end up floating right above them and get some quality hits. So what I've got is a bobber stop, first of all, up on the top of the main line. All right, so this is just a yarn bobber stop you actually tie on, and it slides up and down the line this way and that way. What it does is actually gives you the ability to actually get your depth wherever you want at that point. Next after that, I've got a small bead. That bead right there is actually to bounce against the actual line right there as far as when the bobber stopped. And the other thing it does is right here, as you can see, it keeps the line right there on the actual bobber itself. So the bobber stops, the bead stops it, and right in that section. So you can actually adjust your depth all the way wherever you need it. So that's the main line. After the main line, I've got a couple of split shots tied in to get some weight on it to get it down there to the depth that I need. So like I said, I'm getting down there a little bit deep, so I want to make sure I have this set up. If you try to cast a fixed bobber at 8 or 9 feet, it's almost impossible to do. So get you 2 split shots, got a barrel swivel right here, tied in, and off my barrel swivel, what I've got is a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. I want to make sure I have a fluorocarbon leader that's a little bit less than my main line. Main line is 8-pound, fluorocarbon 6-pound. Fluorocarbon so they can't see it, first of all, and if I do get snagged on the bottom, I'll be able to actually break off at that point and stave the rest of my rig, lose my leader, and actually be able to save the rest of it. On the end, all I've got is a size 10 salmon egg hook, and that is it. I'm hooking these big fish that way with a small little size 10, and I'm usually, on everything I've been doing so far, I've been using 2 eggs, I've been using pink shrimp on the Pautzke fireballs, and I've been using silver label salmon eggs. Those are the 2 go-tos that I've had today. Look at that. Saw a little dip in the water, cast right to it. Silver label on that one. A little chunky rainbow. Another quality fish here at Quartz Lake in Alaska, another tank.
There he is.
Holy.
A nice fish.
That's a very silver looking fish, John.
Real clean.
That may be one of those cohos they were talking about. That is a...
Yes.
Is that a coho?
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Kind of looks like it.
It kind of looks like a... To be honest, we don't know. Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from Quartz Lake. We're about 10 miles north of Delta Junction, which a lot of people, if you live outside of Alaska, probably never even heard of that before. Do yourself a favor, look it up on a map, and you'll see that, you know, we're in a remote area right now. However, we're at a lake that's heavily stocked with several species of trout by Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Matter of fact, some years we hear they stock upwards of 20,000 trout into this 1,500 acre lake that basically thaws out sometime in May and freezes up again in October. Now, we're here right in the heart of summer, and that we're told once the ice is sufficient enough, they actually build an ice road across this lake so people in some of the many cabins can basically take supplies, and it makes it a lot easier for them. However, today, the purpose of us being here is to go fishing. We grabbed a quick boat rental right on the side of the lake here. Then we came up, went right out to the middle. And to be honest, we have no idea what we're doing. We've never been here before. It's a pretty big lake. It can be intimidating for just about anybody. However, we were told, look for the lily pads. If you can find lily pads, you're going to find trout underneath. Sure enough, we think we found lily pads. We saw them in the distance. we anchored up, and what we did have was good bait. Now, ironically, when we rented this boat today, they told us, you guys might want to bring some shrimp with you. These fish are shrimp eaters. I don't think your eggs are going to work. And we said, well, unfortunately, we're a bait company. We're going to try our stuff. Sure enough, within 5 minutes of that first cast, bobbers were dropping and fish were coming right to the net. And you'll see, we caught some big fish today. We caught some small fish. We also caught some fish, you know, that were very impressive. To be honest with you, we've done so much filming in the Anchorage area, in the Fairbanks area, in the Matsu Valley, and unfortunately, because of the fishing pressure, the fish don't get very big there. However, where we are today, we caught some really nice fish. Now, all those fish came on a couple of different baits today. You know, John started out the day on a couple of fish with yellow jacket salmon eggs. Now, we know that so many people buy our green label, our premium, our Tai, our gold label, that if we used a different color, that may be part of the recipe to success. The other thing is, Joe's smart. He listens very well. And he kept hearing over and over and over again, shrimp is the ticket. So what did he do? He grabbed Pautzke's new pink shrimp fireballs, and boy, the first 3 fish he caught, and some monsters bit those right away. Now, as soon as he got sick of catching fish on pink shrimp fireballs, boy, this whole trip he has been stuck on silver label salmon eggs. It seems like every time he drops it under a bobber, it gets hit. And that's what we're here to do, catch beautiful Alaska trout here in the land of the midnight sun.